Almost 24 structures in Daytona Beach shores are not safe after Nicole hit the areas you'll remember Thursday morning. The buildings range in height from 1 floor to 22 stories and were evacuated ahead of the storm, if you'll remember. City leaders say no emergency services will be provided to those buildings, by the way, because anyone still inside has been ignoring evacuation orders. The county is providing shelters. Some St. Johns County homes and businesses also flooded during Nicole. As crews assess the damage, emergency officials are asking visitors and residents to avoid the hard-hit areas of the beach. You don't have any idea what's in the sand or in the water. Right now, experts predict insured losses from Nicole will be around $750 million in the state. A lot. Sean Way is an insurance agent with We Insure and joins us now to explain the best way to kind of navigate the insurance claim. Sean, good morning. Thanks for being here.
Good morning. Thanks.
Okay, so if you had damage to your home, whether it be from flooding, probably not as much wind. We saw here locally, mostly flooding. What should you be doing now?
Primarily, you want to make sure you take steps to prevent any further damage to your home. That's your first step. Second, you want to notify your insurance agent or the carrier itself so that they will know there's been damage done to your home.
So it's interesting. We get a lot of calls about a week, 2 weeks after a storm comes through, people complaining about mold because they had so much moisture or some flooding in their home. Is mold typically covered then by insurance policies?
On the homeowner's policy, yes. It is covered there. However, the final decision in terms of a claim will be made by claims adjusters, but typically with the homeowner's policy, there will be coverage for mold damage.
What about if your car flooded? Not all insurance policies cover a flooded car.
That's correct. Here in Jacksonville, a lot of times we have clients and we try to educate them about the pitfalls, shortcomings when you have a PIP and PD policy, personal injury protection, and property damage. You should have comprehensive coverage on your policy as well as collision. Comprehensive would cover in a situation like that, as far as flood is concerned.
And the reality is, unfortunately, because maybe some people are driving much older cars and they don't want to have all of that coverage because it's expensive. But if their car flooded without it, they're out of luck.
Exactly.
So let's talk a little bit also about, let's say, at what point do you make a suggestion in terms of a threshold? Maybe I had some minor flooding and everybody's always concerned about filing a claim against their insurance company because they're afraid then it's, as a result, their premiums are going to go up maybe the following year. Is there a certain threshold? What's your suggestion to someone who maybe is a little concerned about that?
It's Florida.
Yeah.
It's flat and it's surrounded by water.
Right. Yeah.
And especially here in Jacksonville, because we have a major river with creeks that feed into that river. And what happened here with Nicole, we had a nor'easter, we had a full moon, and then we had a hurricane that came through. So all of that gave rise to the river, which caused flooding. Everyone should consider having some level of flood coverage on their home.
Now, most of the people who flooded because of, Nicole very likely would have flooded in Ian. And that's what we were telling everyone. Hey, if you trying to assess their risk. That said, would you explain to our viewers who maybe are new to the area who think, well, my homeowner's insurance will cover if I ever flood from a storm, and that's not the case. You need a separate policy.
That's correct. Flood, the technical definition is 2 or more normally dry acres of land that become overrun by water and that water gets into your home. That's the technical definition there of flood. So if that is the cause of the water coming into your home, then that would be flood damage. And you would need a flood policy to provide coverage for your home.
But you have noticed, and as many other insurance agents have, the price of flood insurance has skyrocketed, and just in general because we're in the state of Florida, and there's a real crisis when it comes to just property insurance.
That's correct. Yeah.
So let's, government assistance. Would you explain to our viewer at home who's new to navigating this? So FEMA should not be involved because the federal government did not issue a state of emergency in the state of Florida, correct?
Yes, it has to be in a designated area. Once that area is designated as a disaster area, you qualify for FEMA benefits. There are state programs that's available as well.
So is that something then, if someone has flooded for the first time and they're just not sure what to do now, the first thing they do, call their insurance adjuster, but should they also try to get some money from the state?
Correct.
How do they do that?
There are websites and telephone numbers that they can get on mycfo.com, and their insurance agent is a great resource for all types of assistance.
Some people are just cautious in general, as they should be. This time, obviously when we start seeing damage and then, a week or two after we start to see scam artists move in. What suggestion do you have to people so that they don't get ripped off?
Again, going to your insurance agent. I know in my phone myself, I have about 5 roofers, okay, that I'm familiar with. So your insurance agent is a great resource in making sure that you can get contractors to help you out, as well as your insurance company. A lot of insurance companies, to help keep costs down, have a preferred contractors list. And so if you use one of those contractors, it helps with deductibles and things like that with the cost of getting your home repaired.
Excellent point. Don't just trust somebody who knocks on the door.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
Sean, thank you. Sean Way
Oh,
with
it's my
We Insure
pleasure.
joining us this morning. Do appreciate your time.